This man looks like he is walking straight out of a Calvin Klein ad. And I'm telling you guys, 6'3", blonde hair, blue eyes, chiseled skin, so tan, muscles everywhere.
Give me all your money.
You know what? Like, I can loan you the money. Ask him like, how much do you need? He's like, it's $10,000, $50,000, and then $6K, and then send the $5,000, a loan of $250,000.
This is Onyeka recounting what she thought was a love story, a fairy tale. Like most fairy tales, this one also starts with a prince. When she first saw him, she said,
I was definitely taken aback, and
yeah. Same. Except I was taken aback for a different reason hearing the story. You'd think this was a rom-com, the way it was told. No, it's horror. It comes close. Arguably surpasses even the insanity of Risa Teesa's. Remember that series, Who the Fuck Did I Marry? This is Danish Deception. This series is everywhere. Everybody is talking about it. And you, clueless, lazy. You're too lazy to sit through 25 parts. And honestly, I get it. I sat through them. It took me 5 hours. Bestie, I got you. Onyeka out here paying to have fun. You don't have to. Thanks to Merge Cooking, the sponsor of today's video, and my emotional support, merging puzzle game. Y'all, this game has saved me on long haul flights. My 12-hour flights felt like nothing thanks to this relic. Yes, it works offline. No Wi-Fi, no problem. If Onyeka had this game, she would have been merging croissants in Paris instead of merging her bank account with his. And the puzzles, actually smart, challenging. It's not mindless tapping, it's real, satisfying merge challenges that hit that perfectionist part of the brain. You can even merge your kitchen tools into these super chef contraptions. With the rewards you make, you get to renovate. You know, I love to renovate. You get to travel through these global restaurants from Paris to Tokyo, almost as much as Onyeka's been traveling, y'all. Unlocking thousands of dishes where it gets more challenging as you go, as recipes get more complex. And you get daily free coins, free energy. Unlike this man, Merge Cooking keeps giving. Unlike this man, there's no secrets, there's no ads, there's no hidden fees. So, bestie, if you want to have a good time for free, Onyeka, for you. Click the link in my description box below to download Merge Cooking and make your time playful. For the new players, a very special welcome. You can use the gift code showing on screen right now. That's Rebal, if you don't know how to pronounce my name. Thought we were close. You don't know how to say my name. Thanks to Merge Cooking for sponsoring this video. Now back to the story, where unfortunately the only things getting merged are her life savings with his. In this video, we're looking at the entire story. The lies, the scams, the red flags, and we're diving deeper into what comes after the story. The new victim, not just Onyeka, from just a few days ago. And the conflicting public reaction. Why so many people just don't like Onyeka? Why'd Risa Teesa get universal support? And Onyeka got a whole lot of the opposite. Buckle up, bestie. Onyeka and her friend Sarah are having a girls' trip in Hvar, Croatia. She's at a beach club.
we went to Hula Hula, and I look up and I see this very attractive man.
Hula, who is this guy? This is the man. The man looks like a background extra from a sunscreen commercial. Okay, love. You guys.
I was a little bit just in awe.
Awe of how aggressively mid a man can be and still cause international damage. You'll see, let's not get carried away. His first words,
How are your drinks?
Almost as wonderful as you, handsome.
yeah, she's taking charge. She saw a prize. She wanted him. They small talk. Heartthrob, Calvin Klein model Martin Anderson was from Denmark. His hometown, a small town north of Copenhagen called Aalborg. She tells him she works in real estate. He does too. That's mirroring, a classic manipulation tactic where scammers reflect your interests to build false intimacy quickly. Pseudo-intimacy. The illusion of compatibility. But to her, it was meant to be.
Everything just like felt like it was aligning.
Really nice to meet you. Over DMs. She didn't read into anything he said or did this entire story, by the way. That's her catchphrase.
Didn't read anything into it. I didn't like think anything of it. Keeping it chill. I am not thinking anything of it, right? Whatever, like this guy.
Her, she was just.
Have a conversation with a cute guy.
Oh my god. Oh. He's liking all her pictures and her stories.
I am not the type of person that reads.
Girl, you can stop saying that now. She said that 3 times in 5 minutes, by the way.
Not
She
the type,
doesn't
not
read
girl,
into
not the
things.
type of-
She's not the type of girl to notice guys. Or whatever. Fast forward, it's their last night in Hvar. He invites her and her friend out to a dinner with his friend. Her friend says no. Onyeka begs her to go.
I was like, this guy's hot and it's a free dinner. Like, let's just go.
While at dinner,
I come up with this idea to play this game.
notice how hard she's smiling ear to ear. What's the game on Yeka?
where I'm asking his best friend to describe what my ex's type was.
Girl is smiling hard. You think she still has a crush on her ex. It's not like he did anything terrible that would warrant a 25-part series or anything, right? Maybe it's a coping mechanism. I know I'm always smiling. I smile at funerals. Not out of disrespect. It's just how it is. What is his type? I would love like a girl that's like, you know. His friend lists all of these things.
And like, I felt like he was describing me.
It's either cute or like delusional. That's projection. A lot of us do it. Filling in blanks with our own desires. But her best friend confirms.
Aside from being a good cook, she checks off every single box.
And this bit from 3 years ago lives rent-free in her brain. She remembers it like it was yesterday.
I remember I looked at him, my ex, and I said, but I will become a great cook for a good man.
She thought she cooked with that line. It's cute, you know, until you get to the end of the story. She still thinks it's cute. No.
And he starts laughing. I remember I put my hand on his leg.
Oh boy.
Instant electricity from someone's touch. I was getting shocked. Physical attraction.
So far, she's asked for his Instagram. She told him she'd learned to cook for him, essentially. And then she invited him on a trip with her to South Africa. This is part 1. Too fast, in my opinion. But brother for sure felt he already had her wrapped around his finger. And he wasn't wrong. They have been together physically for no more than 4 to 5 hours at this point. 4 hours, it's like how long it takes you to renew your driver's license. That's how long they've been physically together. The extent of their entire relationship so far is you queued up at the DMV. He asks her,
come to Ibiza with me. Come to Copenhagen. Want to go to Monaco?
I can get you your flight and everything will be taken care of.
he wants to pay a Danish man. Knowing that Danish men ask you to mobile pay them, it's called Bithum in Spain. In Denmark, it's mobile pay. They ask you to mobile pay them the water you ordered during a date. That's gotta be a red flag if you're Danish. You know where this is coming from, right? Like, we got people asking people to reuse tea bags when they're visiting their friends. This man you met twice, and he wants to buy your flight and your hotel, and he's Danish. I wouldn't be surprised if you get there, then he sends you a bill. Anyway, this is all happening on Instagram DMs. This guy doesn't have her phone number yet, but he asks her to send him her passport. Passport before phone number is crazy. I know, I sure as I won't be sending somebody I just met a few hours my passport. Passport's so early. He's testing the boundaries. She gives him a document so dear. She'll give him money.
Oh, and by the way, here's my phone number.
She's deadass smiling so hard, telling us how he wanted her number so bad. She's like,
Here you go.
We're just small talking about our day. I felt like those like butterflies.
I'm gonna spare you a lot of the details, but what's important is how she's retelling those details. She's remembering conversations like she's memorized them off her favorite romantic novel.
Took you long enough, and I said, oh yeah, well, sorry, I'm just a little bit more reserved when it comes to like dating and men. Like I just like to make sure like he was like, don't worry, like I'll get you your own hotel room.
Now they call.
Oh my god, he's calling. It's babe.
No FaceTime, just calls. They're having their first call. She tells him she wants to get married and have kids.
But I don't feel like that pressure to like force it.
He tells her about his ex.
We were together for about 4 years, and I actually broke up with her about 4 months before I met you.
Oh, that's not good. Why'd you break up? Apparently, he didn't want kids. She did. Wait, what? Didn't she just say she wanted to get married and have kids?
I do want to like get married and have kids.
And he just said, oh.
No, it's not a problem. What did you say? I didn't hear him.
And if that wasn't enough, okay, to be a sign, 4 years, that relationship. He met her 4 months after the end of a 4-year relationship. I don't know how you feel about this, but surely it's not like enough time to get.
I was happy to hear that it had been about 4 months since they broke up.
Girl, that's delusion. Oh my God, she's holding on to this man with her molars. He has got a grip on her.
But I felt like, okay, 4 months should be enough time.
She tells him about her family. He tells her about his. He's really close to them, except for his big sister. Maniac, abusive to his mom, a monster. One day he tells her, if you ever get married, you'll be the queen.
And I remember just like laughing at that comment.
Why are you laughing? I'm serious.
And he said, well, you know, my family has a royal title.
What's the first thing you're doing? Some random guy that you've started dating tells you that he's a royal. Order of the Elephants, he says. That's the first thing you're gonna do. Google him! Do your research, search this man up. You have his name. I search a movie when I'm watching the movie. I Google and verify a fact the second it's brought up in conversation. You gonna dump this bomb on me telling me you're royal. And I'm supposed to just go,
Oh my god.
That's the highest ranking honor in Denmark, by the way. Titles akin to king and queen. There's lower ranked orders he could have gone for. But now she checks the list, she sees that there's somebody there that shares his last name.
Oh my god, is that your grandpa?
His last name is Anderson, 5th most common last name in Denmark. The ick was when he asked her how her etiquette was.
How's your etiquette?
Because he's royal.
Who is this man? He's attractive, he has a great job, he has a royal title. Like, is there anything wrong with him at this point?
I don't know what happened to that voice of reason in her head, but it was quickly hushed and shoved away.
I trust this man.
Psychologically speaking, the mix of love bombing, the mirroring, the daily calls, it creates what's called pseudo-intimacy, the illusion of a deep bond with someone you barely know. And that illusion was enough to get her on a plane. She lands.
And I see him, and everything in me feels peace and joy.
Yeah, she's telling the story like she would do it all over again.
I just make a beeline to him. He hugs me, but like he picks me off the ground and he's hugging me and I'm hugging him back.
She definitely missed that man. He goes,
Hi, Bambi.
the nickname he used to call her. And then it was a make-out session. From the airport, to the cab, to the hotel lobby, to the room, where the kiss escalates to other activities.
And let's just say we had a wonderful time. Multiple times. Mom and Dad, I am so sorry for that part.
It's the same man that scammed a shit ton of money out of her and her friends and her family. She goes,
This is my dream come true.
and he goes,
You're like my dream girl.
I don't know how she remembers these details like this. She remembers how hard he breathed when he said,
You were even better than I remembered.
that much detail on something that unfolded 3 years ago. Something's off. Okay, somebody is spicing up this story for it to be something it probably wasn't. Delulu? Maybe. The rose-colored lens. Perhaps. It's like someone storytelling a fantasy rather than reporting reality. They have some real talk over dinner. He tells her,
Family comes first.
she loves that.
If a man is gonna treat his family with respect, the chances of him treating your family with respect, respect are so much higher.
And she fell hard after that.
Thoughts had translated to my face.
So he grabs her face and she tells him,
I'm in love with you.
and she starts crying.
And I started bawling my eyes out at La Opera in Saint-Tropez.
Beautiful, cinematic, romantic confession of love. Y'all, it's been 30 days. Maybe no more than 7 of them being physically together. After she love bombed him, you'd think he'd say it back. No, he didn't. He told her he doesn't want to say it back because he wants to hold on to it for a special moment. Okay, Mr. Disney villain.
No, Bambi. I don't love you right now.
Called you Bambi because you're acting like a deer in headlights.
Your money is great, but it's the cherry on top of a great sundae. You could lose it all tomorrow and I would not go anywhere.
Really?
That scratched his brain in all the right places. His scammer brain was pleasing. They set their ground rules. For her, family. For him, loyalty and trust. Blind trust. An important ground rule to have when you're trying to scam someone. But ironically, Onyeka was the one afraid he'd think she was a scammer. When shopping at bougie stores,
I felt so uncomfortable because I don't want this man to think that I'm with him for his money.
save this in your head. They go to dinner again. She really needs to pee. She goes to the bathroom, but she falls down the stairs and everything goes black. She wakes up in a pool of her own piss, her head throbbing and bleeding. And the man who she's trying to court, who she said, I love you too, but he didn't say it back, asking if she's okay and if she's had epilepsy before because she's been seizing for the past 10 minutes.
I have never, ever had a seizure in my life. So this was shocking news.
She's being emergency rushed into the hospital, and this man finds this to be the special moment he was waiting for.
Everybody stop! I love you.
Really? Here, of all places?
Remember when Risa Tisa was going to meet Legion for the first time and her tire blows up? This was Onyeka's tire blow up moment. This was the universe telling her, baby girl, this is ominous. One thing about Onyeka is,
I didn't think anything of it.
so now she's home, about to tell her Nigerian parents about 1, her concussion, and 2, she's in love with Martin Anderson, the royal prince of Aalborg, Denmark. This is important because if you're from an ethnic household, you know the parents' conversation is rough, okay? Ethnic parents don't play. You bring home a concussion and a prince, you hit your head too hard, they think. They were supportive, and they told her she could follow through. But what do you know about this man, Onyeka?
He told me that he owned 3 apartments in Copenhagen, 2 of which were rented out, 1 of which he was occupying as his personal residence.
A businessman. Mind you, the whole Monaco, Saint-Tropez, Cannes, that entire trip, she only paid 15 euros. This man covered it all. He seemed loaded. He's so business. He wanted to invest in this new property complex in Copenhagen, but for him to put an offer in, he'd need to use all his money, which means you're gonna have to take a bigger role in this relationship financially, Onyek, especially if you want me to come to the US. Hold on. Relationship? Man, just levels ahead. You own 3 properties in Copenhagen. You don't even pay rent. You get rent twice. The hell you mean you got no money anymore? That's assuming you don't work, which you do in real estate, remember? Cognitive dissonance. Once you commit to the fantasy, you start justifying everything to protect it. Remember the money thing? She doesn't want to be a sugar baby. She's more worried about how she's perceived by him than by how he's coming across to her. So she goes,
Hell yeah, go for it. I'll support you.
he goes for it, and she flies him to the US.
I made this sign. It said, "Welcome to Dallas, my Danish man."
She takes him everywhere, shows him her life. He meets friends, sisters, cousins.
I planned a brunch.
He's charismatic, too charismatic.
Oh my gosh, he's amazing.
Everybody loves him. This is important because he didn't just manipulate her. It was universal. Everybody loved him. He fooled everyone. And then the Olympic lie. One of her cousins asks him about his really athletic build.
Yeah, I actually played handball.
Oh, cool. Right? No, her cousin asks,
Isn't that an Olympic sport?
what an odd thing to say. But Martin, Olympic liar, seizes the moment.
Yeah, I actually went to the Olympics twice.
The backup of the backup. He didn't play. She asks if he has any medals. He says, yeah, bronze and gold. Well, you said you didn't play. Do you get Olympic medals if you don't participate? No.
I was like, well, that's amazing. Like, I'm so impressed.
I'm so impressed. I'd need to see it. Any normal person would Google immediately. But Onyeka doesn't really think anything of anything, remember?
Now I'm thinking, this man is so humble.
Projection, delusion, fantasy, rose-colored lens, all activated. He flies back to Denmark. She cries.
I was so depressed.
Those blues made her realize she needs to think about the future. Denmark or Dallas.
I still can't believe this came out of my mouth.
But she told him she would drop her entire well-established career in the US to move for this man she met 2 months ago. He tells her no.
No, I'll come to you.
October 2022, he books his flight. Before his flight, he calls her. My real estate project is broken. It needs $50,000 in repairs. He asked His Highness, his royal father, for $50,000. Daddy said no. She feels bad for him. But you got property. Take out a loan. He complains daily, every single day, until she cracks.
You know what? Like, I can loan you the money.
He refuses. On purpose. Strategically. Suddenly, the 50,000 shrinks. 10,000. 6,000. 16,000. A scammer's test. Find out how much the victim has.
I told him, like, let me loan it to you.
No, Bambi. I can't come to Dallas until I figure this out.
She breaks.
No, Bubba, please, I'll pay you anything.
She sends him $6,000. This is love bombing, financial grooming, crisis manipulation, all happening in real time to someone with an insane, anxious, preoccupied attachment style. Remember, he's a businessman, He's increased her financial investment. Now it's time to increase her emotional investment. The sympathy farming begins. Before he comes back to Dallas, he calls her again. Drops a few new tragedies on her. His list of traumas so far. His dad is sick. His dad abandoned him. Didn't give him the $50K. His sister's an abusive maniac. He has financial issues and now his back injury. Then he flies back to Denmark and it gets worse. His back.
Now killing him.
His uncle.
Passed away from cancer.
His dad.
Blood poisoning.
I don't know what voodoo curse had befallen this man the second he moved a little bit farther away from his financial provider. It's textbook crisis stacking. He hits her with tragedy after tragedy after tragedy. Every new tragedy pulls the victim in deeper because supporting him feels part of the relationship now. He's created endless emergencies and tragedies to maintain emotional control. This relationship isn't built on compatibility. It's built on crisis after crisis. Remember, we're only hearing the bad. There's highs and there's lows. That's trauma bonding. She wants to be there for him. She offers to fly to Denmark. He refuses.
No, I'll come to you.
November 2022. He meets her parents this time.
My parents fell in love with him immediately.
And of course they did. They don't know that he took money from you. There's no way they'd love him knowing he took $6,000 from their daughter 2 months into their courtship. Because culturally, especially with immigrant families, and they're Nigerian, so the man is the provider. If he can't provide, he's not respected. He's, at the very least, He's just not good enough for their daughter. And the man absolutely must not take money from their daughter, especially in the early stages of dating. That's a sign that he's not gonna provide. These are just the cultural norms, at the very least of the parents. She kept that part quiet, guaranteed.
But Mom, Dad, he's an Olympian. Show us your medal.
He says he donated his medal. It's probably what his medal looked like. Can you even donate a medal? Apparently, yes. And gets auctioned and donated to a nonprofit. He's not a bad liar. This man stays doing research on his lies. And then tragedy hits her world. Her grandma passes away in Nigeria. The funeral will be in her village, not city. Martin wants to go. Of course he does. Earning trust is part of the con artist's handbook.
This week has showed me that I know that I want to spend my life with you.
Well, that was easy. Mission successful. They start ring shopping, you guys.
We've been dating for like 4 months, 4 months. And so I was like, okay, let's do it.
What do you mean? Onyeka, does that sentence make any sense to you? 4 months is a magical amount of time for Onyeka. It's more than enough time for this man to get over his 4-year relationship and just enough time for him to fall in love with her. But they're ring shopping, and you know Onyeka, she needs to prove to him that she doesn't care about money. Why? I don't know. Given she's successful, beautiful, got her own bag, what is there to prove? Maybe it's a little pick-me? Or perhaps she's just genuinely prioritizing his financial comfort. But if it is for validation, which she says it is, then it's self-sacrificing reassurance. Meaning the intention is not for him, it's for her and how she's perceived. But a pick-me or genuine devotion to him is fantastic scammer bait, unfortunately. She wants a lab-grown stone, nothing natural, and he flies back to Denmark. She wants to travel with him for Christmas. Remember South Africa?
Too expensive.
Brazil?
Sure, yeah, sure.
Days go by and he never books. Why? Suddenly, he needs back surgery. December 21st, he's scheduled for his operation. Conveniently, a week before Christmas.
I'll be there in Denmark. I'll help you recover. Forget the trip.
And he said,
No, I don't want you to come to Denmark.
What do you mean?
apparently his Danish family is one of the 3% of Danes that don't speak English. He doesn't want her to hang out with them and use Google Translate while he's in the hospital. He's hiding something.
In what world would his parents not know about me?
First fight. She keeps pushing. She wants to come. He keeps pushing against it, saying no.
You are not spending Christmas with my family and I.
This year, Onyeka's been to Croatia, where she's met this man. Then Barcelona, back to the US. Madrid, Nice, where she met this man again. Saint-Tropez, Cannes, back to the US. He visits her twice. Now she's itching and aching because her family's flying out for Christmas, and she thought she was gonna spend hers with him in Brazil or South Africa, but now she's stuck in Dallas until her friend calls her and says, come to New York. Onyeka's flying countries like she's moving between her bathroom and living room, but she is upset. He notices she's pulling away. He succumbs. He invites her to Denmark. She's over the moon, packed and ready, until he hits her with another tragedy.
I get a message from him, and he said, oh my goodness, my dad's back in the hospital.
Of course he is. Christmas tragedy number 34. Because having back surgery that same week wasn't bad enough.
I don't want you to meet my dad in a hospital bed. Bad timing. Cancel your plans.
And so we made the decision that I was just gonna be kind of like on standby.
December 23rd, a new text, a new tragedy. He's furious. Fought with his sister.
My older sister looks to me and says, so where are you spending Christmas? And I said, not with you, bitch. And it turned into a huge fight.
So let me paint the scene for you. It's Christmas, dad is dying, and they're barking at each other over his hospital bed. It's tragic, sad. He's upset. Perfect emotional leverage.
He's like, I'm just so upset. I want to get away.
I'll come to you.
Oh, Bambi, I said I want to get away. Fly me out of Denmark, god damn it.
Let's go on a trip. She hesitates. They've been spending too much.
Paris?
You got money for this trip, Martin?
Yes, I moved money from my business account to my personal account.
It's just like a click of a button.
Actually, not a click of a button. In Denmark, business to personal transfers go through a tax process and notice period. So weirdly enough, this time he's not lying. His family won't pay him unless he spends Christmas with them, and he won't do that. So now what? Now you pay.
I can pay for the flights and the hotels. It's not that big of a deal.
Classic manipulation. It's ridiculous. To top it off, it just gives her a little validation.
He's like, I just don't know what I would do without you.
They land in Paris at the same time on the 27th. Mind you, he had back surgery 5 days ago. Got into a family fist fight 2 days later. Now he's gliding into Charles de Gaulle, sans problème. Common sense was chasing her. And she was the Olympian athlete he never was. Faster. She outran it every time.
I paid for a lot of that trip.
And he still owed her $6,000, remember? But Paris was the emotional reset. They're together now. The fantasy turns back on. He love bombs, she melts. Story resets to chapter delusion. The trip ends, the blues hit, and he asks,
what are your thoughts on us meeting with an immigration attorney just to get an idea of what the process entails? And I said, absolutely, I would love to do that.
She claims she Googled it. We know you don't use Google. Do you even know how to get to Google? Her best friend hooks her up with a lawyer.
She tells us it's gonna take 18 months.
And he immediately says,
well, I would marry you tomorrow.
green card speed run. More victims to scam in the US than Denmark, I guess.
This man is actually not my ex-fiance. He is my ex-husband.
They're preparing for marriage, which in Martin's world means
Create a crisis, ask Onyeka for money, repeat until she runs out.
he sells his home at a loss, then calls her,
Oh God, no.
devastated.
Now what?
That cursed apartment complex I invested in that needed repairs once before. There's been a fire. More repairs.
This time, he asks her for money.
Can you send me $5,000?
I said, yeah, of course, I can help you. Again, love is a powerful drug.
What the hell? Is this building not insured? By law, it is compulsory to have it insured. But Onyeka wouldn't know. It's not like she works in real estate or anything. So he's coming to Dallas to marry her, end of Jan. That's also when the house is meant to sell. That's when he's meant to give her the $11,000 he borrowed now. But there's something else. A new tragedy.
Martin needs to rescue his best friend with $250,000.
I'm a very giving person. I've been very giving my entire life.
Unfortunately. So she tells him to take that house sale money and help his friend. He arrives in Dallas. Their marriage is set. 10th of Feb. Like, this was when Risa Tisa was posting her story, by the way. On the night of their wedding, he gets really bad food poisoning. He's sick and broke, but she's happy. She's on a honeymoon in Oklahoma with an aristocratic Olympian business mogul. He's back in Denmark. The money comes in. He helps his friend, and he transfers her back the $11,000 that he owed her.
A couple weeks go by. I still haven't received the money.
She doesn't really care, though. This man's her husband at this point. Obviously, he's got her covered. This is where the real scam begins. Before flying out to visit his wife, as always, he calls with devastating news. Honestly, if I were Onyeka, I'd be afraid of receiving calls from this man, nearing his flight dates every time. Onyeka is getting a call. Which of the following options do you think is true? Now that she's locked in and married, he drops this big, nice, juicy bomb.
That he owes $318,000 in taxes. In addition to that, his dad owes $12 million in taxes.
Oh, the king. The king owes so much money. He's gonna have to use the rest of the proceeds from the house sale to pay it off.
What about my $11,000?
He's gonna have to wait.
He owns 3 luxury watches, expensive assets, like those 2 apartments he has. They're supposed to be bringing him rental income that we've never seen. He calls her a few hours later. He sold one of his watches at a loss. He's short, just $30K from paying off his debt. Calls his parents. They said they don't care. It's his problem. They're also short. $12 million. His friends help. $10,000, $5,000. He's short another $15.
He just comes right out and asks me, like, can I borrow it?
She didn't say yes. He tells her
If I don't pay, I might not get my green card.
No! Bubba, please, no!
she panics. He emotionally manipulated her so hard, she couldn't imagine her husband not getting that green card after 18 months of processing.
Take my $15,000. I'll figure it out.
She sent them over the course of 5 days, and he kept reminding her about it.
Hey, don't forget to send the payment.
Like, boy, shameless! She told her parents, her siblings, that he owed a lot of money. She didn't tell them he owed her. He visits Dallas again, hangs out with her family, and they all fly out to Cabo for a wedding. And then he sneaks up to her again.
Bambi, sweetie, there's something I have to tell you.
What's it gonna be? What now, babe? Remember that friend that gave him the 5K?
My wife wants to...
She sends him $3,000. Onyeka, I don't know. You have a big heart. Now she's just hearing all these excuses. She's like, oh, okay, you know, that's a big heart. She's paid him like $19,000 at this point. Another $3,000. But they're in Cabo now. She's posting stories with her man.
There's a lot of people looking at these stories from Denmark.
15 dames religiously stalking her.
Is this your ex?
He was like, oh yeah, it is. I was like, oh, so she's watching my stories.
Block them, he tells her. Flies back to Denmark, and she's back in Dallas. This time, it's her turn to visit him in Denmark. It's finally time to meet her husband's family. Wait, y'all didn't meet? No. Just like how she sent him her passport before her phone number. She married him before she met the royal family.
The second I walked in, me and his mom instantly connected.
Wait, but like over Google Translate. Last I recall, he didn't want you there because they didn't speak English.
One thing I will say is they lived in a very, very humble home.
Wait, what? A very humble home in the village? His Highness.
I didn't think anything of it.
The royal facade was not the only thing cracking. She realized he was not as close to his family as he claimed to be. He was also embarrassed about the humble home, like it was something to hide.
They haven't renovated it, like, I don't understand they have all this money.
And when the story starts cracking, he reinforces it, shows her his expensive assets. The Rolex. He wants to take this watch with him to Nigeria, to the village for her grandma's burial.
And he said, no, like, this is a special occasion, like.
Yeah, not to flex your wealth, okay, people. It's not a gala, it's a funeral. But he paid for everything in Denmark and Nigeria, still owing her $26,000. He was amazing with her family in Nigeria. She fell deeper for him. And honestly, I guess it kind of makes sense. You know, you see this guy, he's going above and beyond. He's really immersing himself. He's paying attention. You start to love him more. He tells her the tax thing is done now. He's gonna transfer her the money he owes her soon. They fly back to Denmark and he scurries up to her again.
Bambi. There's something I have. No, wait, it's good news this time. There's a buyer for that real estate investment he did.
Oh my gosh, this is the best news in the world.
Hold up, Onyeka.
He said, there is one caveat.
What now? They'll only purchase via collateral in an escrow account.
I have never experienced anything like this in my real estate career.
But because this was a different country, she didn't think much. But let me clarify what that means, though. The seller, who owns the property, has to put $120,000 into a third-party escrow account for the buyer to feel safe about the deal as collateral. If you're a serious buyer, why the hell would you want the seller to put collateral? You're literally buying their asset. It's all backwards. It's ridiculous.
We don't have this money, like there's no way we can make this work.
Of course, he calls the bank and gets a $100,000 loan, but he's short. You know what that means?
How much money do you have?
He asks her. Mind you, he still owes her $26,000. Not enough, she tells him. She gave him like $3,000. $29,000 he owes her right now. Deal goes through. It'll close in 6 weeks. Time to celebrate. How? Well, with a trip, of course. Boy, shut the Somebody put this man on a no-fly list, I bet. She says,
I don't have money for a trip.
We'll use your credit cards.
I beg your pardon?
Y'all don't have to tell me this is stupid. I'm fully aware.
This might be the only time this series she actually took accountability for sort of allowing this to happen. But they go to Portugal. Now, I don't know if you noticed, but there's a pattern. Every single time he'd get a little bit out of her, they'd go on a trip. Mind you, he had a good career.
100% real. And he was making about $400,000 a year.
She verified that. That's $34,000 a month. You can't pay her anything you owe her? I would have brought that up, Onyeka. Unless like you're really confused and it's not in dollars. It's 400,000 Danish krona. But in Portugal, he tells her,
Quit your job. Let me be your main financial provider. Let this not only be emotional dependence, but also financial dependence.
She did it, y'all. She quit.
And I was making like $150,000 a year at this job. So it was a very steady, stable income.
I hope you learned to put yourself first, like this lesson. This trust is unnatural.
I was stupid and I have never relied on a man for anything in my entire life.
But Portugal to Denmark to Miami, again, somebody needs to seize y'all's passports. They used her money for this, okay? What about the investment sale?
Any day now.
They fly back to Denmark, walks up to her again. Bambi, there's something I have to tell you.
I'm like, what now?
The Danish tax authorities flagged the deal. They're gonna take taxes out of the escrow account. There's a hearing September 10. So lo and behold, no investment sale money yet. Back in Denmark this time, she meets the dreaded older sister, the abuser, the maniac, and she's
just such a nice, kind, wonderful human. And I just can't picture her being this evil, crazy woman that beats his mom.
Oh, Okay, so far, the royal family lives in a village home. He's not close to them at all. His Olympic tales have zero proof. His back surgery recovery timeline is impossible. None of his rental income exists. He owes her $26,000. He can't fund a thing. Yet he makes
$400,000 a year.
and he asks you to fund him out of your credit cards. Did you not, like, for a second get an ick? I'm not even asking you about common sense.
No. So anyway, we flew to...
Fine. She's back in the US. September 10, he has his hearing. She wakes up, calls him.
How did it go?
Worse than I possibly could have imagined.
Why, of course. Why would anything good fall out of your mouth, Martin? His assets on hold. Second hearing in October, and another on his bigger account in January.
I'm definitely feeling like all the red flags. I'm like, this does not make any sense. But there's not a whole lot I can do.
She felt the flags, just didn't pick them out, she didn't read them, she didn't look directly at them. She flies him out to Dallas. At this point, she is fully financially supporting His Royal Highness, the millionaire business mogul that he is. The October hearing happens. His account, unfrozen. He sends her $9,000. She got $9,000 back. This is the first plus sign since the start of this video. Cue the gospel choir, the fireworks, Beyonce's Break My Soul. You know what this means? This is worth celebrating. A trip! I'm just kidding. Because scammers, they work like casinos. They give you a payout, it's only to keep you playing. Now he only owes her $20,000. And anytime a scammer gives you money, he's gearing up to ask you for a lot more. Flies back to Denmark in December, sends her a message. Cue the tragedy. His dad's in the hospital. No. She flies out. He didn't book her hotel. Why? Because he got charged this huge insurance payment for like... I thought there was no insurance. She pays. She's hanging out with one of his friends. He invites them out and she declines. He goes, oh yeah.
He probably doesn't want to run into any of his enemies from his past gambling addiction.
Wait, what?
I looked at him and I said, what gambling addiction? And his best friend looks at me and goes, you didn't know that he had a gambling addiction?
His friend was offended on her behalf. That was the spark that led her brain to start ticking, to start questioning everything.
He told me that he told you, and he said he owed me money. I was like, he was like, he paid me back the money he owed me, but he did take money from me at one point. That was like 10 years ago.
Oh, are we cooking now?
Do you have gambling addiction? I remember I screamed it in his face. I did not even care.
And this is the moment that rose-colored lens fell off. Sis finally started doing math. She tells him she needs proof for these excuses he's been making, like the insurance payment. He goes,
you know me. Do you really think I'm capable of doing this to you?
And because she is deep in a trauma bond, she goes,
I mean, no.
this is cognitive dissonance, when reality and fantasy fight and fantasy wins because reality is too painful. But she does set one boundary.
If I catch you in a lie again, like, we're gonna have some problems.
Good, yes. Like, also, they had plans to go to Budapest next month, so.
You can probably imagine I paid for that entire trip.
Of course you did. She's in Dallas, he's in Copenhagen. January hearing for that big account is coming. Will he bring it up? She's testing. He does. Passes the test. How did it go? They put an 18-month freeze on his assets.
I'm like, oh, this is so frustrating.
He sends her an email proving the freeze.
And I saw the email.
Which, fun fact, anyone can fake in 3 minutes on Canva. Right now, it's getting arduous. It's getting difficult. It's not as fun for Martin. Every time he says he's got to prove it. Now they know about his gambling addiction. But it's time for their anniversary. He flies to Dallas. He's splurging on wine. He's starting arguments. He's embarrassing her in front of her friends. He yells at her. It escalates. He storms out of the house and sleeps at a hotel. Tells her,
and then we're gonna see where we stand.
What do you mean where y'all stand? Are you walking out of this relationship that easy? Maybe the cover is blown and a little hard to hide now that he needs to prove everything. So he's fabricating conflict to leave.
You would never behave like this.
So this behavior was new.
This is a side to him that I've never seen before.
The next day, now he's sober. He wants to pick up some things from the house and go back to the hotel.
We're still doing this? He spent like $1,500 the night before for our anniversary and just dropped another $1,000 on a hotel room.
She wants to keep the peace. She does all it takes. Let this thing brush over, because that's how trauma bonds work. Everything so far has been chaotic, but nothing Nothing compares to what happens next. Her best friend calls her. Monika's phone, every time it rings, you know it's bad. Calm voice, serious tone.
I've been wanting to reach out to you for some time, but did you know that your ex owes my husband $200,000?
I'm sorry, what?
I remember I was like eating lunch. I was next to my ex, I was eating lunch, and I'm just like, I read this message and I couldn't breathe.
She turns to Martin.
What the hell is this about?
Martin immediately spins a fairy tale.
The money's in watches. They're being sold. They're about to make a profit. Crypto, you wouldn't understand me.
Her friend goes,
No, this is not correct.
for this series, she refers to them as Crypto and Crypto's wife. Martin told him the watches were sold a long time ago. Money was on its way, and it's been delayed with excuses. Dad's in the hospital. Tragic timing. Blah, blah. And then the bombshell. Crypto works in crypto, so he tracks the wallet that Martin asked him to send the $200,000 into. The wallet linked to a gambling website since 2013. This man was gambling with other people's money.
And in that moment, I just fully collapsed to the ground.
She confronts him.
You're lying to me, you're gambling. Just tell me the truth. Be honest with me. For once in your life, tell me the truth.
And he finally comes clean.
And he looks at me, he goes, okay, I've been gambling.
She has no one to talk to about this. No one knows. She feels alone, broken, embarrassed. She calls her friend from New York, Natalie, who keeps it real. Gambling's not a phase.
This will be the rest of your life.
She calls Crypto. Her friends, Crypto and his wife.
I'm so sorry. Like, I felt so much guilt, that I didn't know that all this stuff was happening.
But they're not going to the police. They're here for her. Honestly, that's astonishing. Most people would burn the world to the ground for $200,000. They chose empathy. That's kindness you don't see anymore out here. She's struggling to move forward. She can fix him. They go to a Gamblers Anonymous meeting in Dallas. It gives her hope, but her gut says,
I still know that there's something he's hiding.
Crypto's wife, who has every reason to hate him, suggests a private investigator. The investigator reports back a clean criminal record, never been to the Olympics. Surprise. That lie was so dumb. It's like a middle school hallway lie.
Oh, my dad's an astronaut. My uncle invented YouTube. I went to the Olympics twice.
Please, but this revelation cracks the story open. Reverse searches pictures of that Copenhagen apartment. The one he sold and funded that tax payment, the repairs, a friend's $250,000 catastrophe he helped. That Copenhagen apartment from a German interior design company. Not his, never was. She spirals. He comes home. She sits him down.
What now?
So what do you mean, what now? Your life is a compilation of lies. She asks,
Did you go to the Olympics? He goes, I went to the Olympics. So I say, okay, well, I'm going to give your mom a call and I'm going to verify it with her. So I pull up my phone and I dial her number. It actually rings once. And he goes, okay, I didn't go to the Olympics.
he starts crying, begging, telling her
You're my dream woman. I did everything for you.
he wanted to provide for her like she provided for his addiction. He was a parasite, a bug, but she still loved him. The relationship is crumbling. Everything is a lie. He owes her friend $200,000. What would any sane person do? Break up? Seek therapy? Call the police? Tell her family? Pause? Reflect? No. You book a trip. That pissed me off, I swear to God. There's nothing heals betrayal like adding debt. Colombia. It was a visa run. She set up a payment plan, okay, coming from her husband's income. She began to keep an eye on his gambling problem, and something big happens in Colombia. He proposed. She said yes. At this point, my soul left my body. You don't propose after the $200,000 revelation. You know, you propose after a walk, after brunch, maybe. Anything except financial ruin. And you said yes? At least say give it some time. Let's think about fixing this marriage. It's her birthday now. What are you on a trip?
We traveled to Panama for my 30th birthday.
They're on their flight. He gets a call.
What? And I was like, your dad died?
Yes, but
It was the most uncomfortable position for me because he did not show any emotion at all.
they're in the US. He's now a resident. Celebrate?
And then we go to Miami.
He paid for it, but he still owes her money. So she reminded him.
He's like, yeah, I'm gonna send you some money.
She's getting irritated now. He's in the balcony getting some air. She's looking over his shoulder and she sees a gambling website.
And my stomach is in knots.
Mind you, they're with his mom. She sends him a text. She doesn't want to bring it up in front of her. He says,
It's not a gambling website. It's just a gambling website I use to watch free sports.
she demands to see his bank statements. Oh! It's the first time this girl's done real estate. He shows her his Revolut statements. If you don't know, that's like an online bank in Europe. And his Danish account, she checks it for months.
Did not see anything alarming at all.
She let it go.
But I was very clear, I better not ever see this on your phone ever again.
Tells him it's time you pitch in with the bills.
And I'm not here to be your sugar mom.
He can now get a social security number, he can get a bank account. Finally, a bank account in the US that she can monitor. Since he's a gambling addict, she needed to really take control of the finances to ensure everything is in order. She couldn't do that with his Danish bank. This was an opportunity to save this marriage. He opens one with Chase, transfers money.
I'll send her the money. I'll send her the money I owe you. Don't worry.
A couple days go by, he says the transfer hit.
And he shows me an email from Chase and it said, like, we need to verify your identity.
She says, boy, I've been banking with Chase since forever. We're going to the branch. She sets up another test.
We're gonna go to Chase and I'm gonna try to get out of the car and go into the bank with him. If he says, no, you should just wait in the car, I'm gonna know he's hiding something.
And lo and behold, he tells her to wait in the car.
And you know what? I let him do his thing. I let him go inside. I'm like, okay, let's see what he comes back with.
He said he fixed it. Put together $1,000 for her.
What's going on? Are you lying? He was like, no, I'm not lying. I was like, well, I'm tired of carrying this relationship on my back and I'm over it.
Onyeka finally. And of course he gets mad. Of course he would. He's manipulating you again. He pulls the disrespect card again.
He's like, I am telling you the truth, and like, you disrespected me, making me feel like less a man.
He storms off and locks the bedroom door and like a man child.
I'm like, can we please talk? He's like, I don't want to talk to you. And
She sat in the living room with his bank cards. She knows his Chase pin. What if she drove over to the ATM and checked balance?
I clicked the lovely button that said check balance, and what was in his account? 34 cents.
That's 34 pennies, y'all. She confronts him the next day.
And he just looks at me and he's at a loss for words.
Promises he's not gambling. She wants space. She distances herself. She's pulling back. She goes through his phone. Yes, he's gambling. She's losing it at this point, and he's still lying about not gambling. She tells Martin she's contemplating divorce. He does the whole crying thing again. We'll see. Everything moving forward is a test. What does this couple do when their relationship is falling apart? Trip. They go to Spain, then Portugal, to wedding plan.
So we look at a couple different venues and we find one that we really like, and it's very reasonably priced. The deposit was only like 1,500 euros.
She adds him to her credit card, which she just paid off. She wants to help him build his credit score. He just moved to the US. He doesn't have a credit score. What if he wants to get a mortgage? One day, she just, looks at the balance, and it was super high.
There was a cash advance for $7,000. And I was like, what is going on?
What the f is this?
He tells her he relapsed from gambling. At first time he said yes, she's hurt, but happy he said the truth.
Thank you so much for telling me the truth.
The truth, mind you, that he gambled $70,000 worth of watches, maxed out her credit card and gambled that too, gambled off the salary advances too. Do you ever win a single bet, for God's sake?
This was the first time that he was being open and honest with me, quote unquote. So I was grateful for that.
She just wanted to know one thing. That massive business account with the 12 million, 10 million, he said.
Does that exist?
He said it exists. 100%.
I promise you, like,
Who believes this guy?
this money's gonna hit, we're gonna have our dream wedding and everything's gonna be okay. And so I believe him.
Girl, bye. I swear to God. You could not have believed him. But there was another trip. She was on a trip in the Bahamas and she gets a call. Lo and behold, that account, the massive one, unfrozen. 300,000, wasn't it 10 million? 300, we'll take it. They got access to money, you guys. She's so happy, delighted.
Obviously, I don't take his word for shit at this point.
She want to see call logs, screenshots. I don't know, y'all. This man must have been so good at Canva. So quick with it.
And I put it into ChatGPT and it said it was linked to his bank in Denmark. So I was like, okay, this is real.
The account is clear. Now he can pay back her parents for the money that they spent on their wedding planning. Her parents send their bank info.
He'll pay them. First of the month.
Come first of the month, he sent the transfer. Screenshot scheduled for August 9. She waits till the 8th.
Mom, you should be getting a payment tomorrow.
Nothing landed. patterns.
It's weird.
It's not weird, it's the same pattern, but we're delusional. Monica tells Martin there's no money.
Show me that screenshot again.
Screenshot says August 14th. That makes no sense. Are we hallucinating? It was August 9th. She decided to wait. Come August 14th, no money.
I'm just like, what is going on?
I don't know, Anika, but you've asked this 40 times now. Don't you recognize patterns? Everybody's asking her this. Was it the fall in cans?
This is so weird and bizarre.
It's literally not at this point. We've all accepted the truth that your husband is scamming you, and you're still finding it bizarre after all this. Man, he robbed your friend off $200,000 and $30,000 off you. And now your parents. She asks him if the money's hit on Monday. It hasn't. She's triggered. She confronts him if he's lying again, and they're fighting, and he storms off like the man-child he is. She's spiraling. What if this whole thing is a lie? She's looking at that screenshot he showed her.
What should it look like?
She tries to make one herself. Lo and behold, he never transferred anything. What? He sent her a review page, confirmation page you get onto before you go send.
What he did was he cropped out the schedule payment button so it looked like he had sent the money, but he really did not.
This chaos is happening. Her friend's in the house. He's going upstairs. She follows him.
I said, I'm gonna ask you one question. Did you send that money to my mom? And he said, of course I did. I go, I'm gonna ask you again. Did you send that money to my mom? And he said, yes.
This man's glitching. She had to show him screenshots so he'd understand his own lie. And of course, as always, when he's caught, storms out the house. This man's cardio must be insane. The number of times this man's run away from accountability, but he's not running away from her text. Caught red-handed. His response?
I think we should call off the weddings.
He corrects himself.
No, let me rephrase that. We are calling it off.
You calling it up? After scamming her friends, family, and mom, you're the one breaking up. And he tries to flip the situation like she ruined his mental health.
Now it's time to focus on my own mental health.
Brother, you are the crisis! He's using Darvo. Deny, attack, reverse victim and offender. And worst of all,
I was more focused about his well-being.
Onyeka, for the love of God. Well-being. This man is a parasite. I'm emotionally drained, you guys. A leech sucking you dry. But her brain is chemically attached to the man harming her. She's not going back because she's stupid. She's going back because that intermittent reinforcement sort of rewired her brain, her nervous system. 1 high, 10 lows. 1 I love you, 50 lies. It's literally how a casino works. Yeah, it's ironically how gamblers get addicted. And she keeps pushing him for honesty. Maybe because she needed closure or because she needed validation. She's not crazy.
And I said, the lies need to stop. Aren't you tired and exhausted? Yes, I'm tired, but I'm more than tired. I am done.
Oh, no apology. It hit like a slap across the face. Just emotional abandonment. The #1 tactic to regain control when the scam is slipping. Miss Ma'am sends him a novel about honesty, transparency, and growth.
He said, what is there to talk about? I told you I'm done. He says, I want a divorce.
A divorce? This man has done nothing but lie, steal, and emotionally waterboard this woman for a year. And now he's asking for a divorce like he's the wounded one. Even tells her she was only with him for the money. Then he claims he's flying back to Denmark for a CEO job.
And he's like, you know what? Don't worry, I'm gonna fly back to Denmark. I'm gonna get the money from the business account, make sure you're whole. I also have received an offer to be a CEO of a company in Denmark making $1 million.
CEO, where the C stands for cents. 34 cents. You're flying back to Denmark with those 34 cents? With miles. Mr. $1 Million CEO, Olympic Royal. You can't buy a ticket home. He's flying with miles. And she's still trying to save this relationship. For who? For what? At least protect your mom's retirement fund. He texts again.
I have made up my mind and I'm not changing my decision. We are both exhausted. Our individual peace has been at stake for too long.
Your peace! His peace was at stake, not her credit score. And then she does the weirdest, most unhinged thing. A move of desperation. She takes his passport. Girl, we have gone off the rails. We've left the station. We are no longer a train, we're a roller coaster. I'm trying to understand why. She finally realized he's trying to run. Not leave, run. Because at this point, it's just that business account. And then the entire scam falls apart.
Wrap your head around the fact that I am not your husband anymore. We are done. Today has shown me that I won't have anything to do with you other than settling my debt.
She's screaming, distraught. This man has somehow turned her into this crazy ex he's gonna be telling people about.
And I sent him a text and I said, I have your passport. He said, what the f is wrong with you? I go, please come home, babe.
He's using it as proof that she's unstable. No, Martin, you don't get to scam like 300,000 people out of this lady's circle. Gamble everyone's savings away, okay? Be that pathological liar that you are, that con artist, and walk away playing victim. That's what he's doing. And the tragedy is, she's still begging him.
Please come home, babe. I love you.
She's still begging for emotional closure. She calls everyone, tells them everything. And that is when her little sister tells her,
Well, he actually took $3,000 from me.
she loses it. She introduced him to countless people. And he took money from everyone. Risatisa had the United Nations of red flags. This guy had the United Nations of options. Victims. She keeps digging, finding the hole much deeper than she'd anticipated. Another friend, $10,000. Coworker, $10,000. Once it's a plot of land, car, transfer problem. He probably took some money from the village folk in Nigeria when he visited for her grandma's funeral. I wouldn't be surprised. She was worried, ironically. You know, it's just like,
I told him, okay, I feel very uncomfortable, especially like us being in the village and you're wearing this like expensive watch. You're just asking yourself to get robbed.
your concern was misplaced. Now, what I can't wrap my head around is how did nobody tell her? Aren't you like closer to her than him?
And then he came back and asked money from Chris and Rob and said that he was trying to surprise me with this super rare Rolex.
I get that, but still, if my sister's man asks me for money, I'm gonna worry. Why do you need money? I'd like go to my sister and talk about it.
Like, I need to contact his family right now. So I call his little sister and I tell her everything and I'm hysterically crying and she's just in shock and we're all just crying, like all of us.
They break down 10 years ago. That older sister that he called a maniac, she tells Onyeka that he owed a lot of money to dangerous people. They threatened his family and friends.
She's a police officer, so she wanted to protect him. So she actually went and met with these like dangerous loan sharks and figured out a payment plan for them. And then my ex got a job in China and then he moved to Shanghai and didn't pay anyone back.
Suddenly, she got texts in Chinese. He was conning people in China. Apparently, he has the worst gambling addiction professionals had ever seen in their careers.
She said he has never owned a single piece of property in Denmark in his life.
She unblocks his ex, gives her a call. She tells her they were together for 7 years.
7 years? He told me 4.
One sentence into the call, there's already a lie. She asked her,
When did you guys break up?
"You're not ready for this."
They broke up on December 23rd of 2022.
Wait. He met Onyeka June 2022. Yeah, he broke up with his ex when he secured his next host, Onyeka. December 21, he had the back surgery. December 23, he had a massive fight. Well, he sure did, but not with his older sister in the hospital like he told it. No, with his actual girlfriend who he had been cheating on with Onyeka this whole time. Wait, that would mean that friend that brought up the gambling thing the very beginning, the guy who was with them in Croatia when they did the double date when she first met him. He knew Martin had a girlfriend back home while they were on that date. I just want to know, what the hell did that private investigator do? Is he even qualified for the job? Well, he had a clean record. Apparently nobody took this to the police. She calls her parents.
I was so nervous because I'm like, my parents at this time didn't even know that I was married.
She tells her dad everything.
But please tell me he didn't take money from you. And my dad goes, don't worry about that right now.
Oh my God, Onyeka, you are truly surrounded by very good people. Her mind is racing at this point. She remembered there was a Danish guy she met in Dallas. He wanted to be a mentor to Martin. Gives him a call. He was cold, rude.
How can I help you?
Did my ex take money from you?
30,000 from me.
He goes, well, Onyeka, you're Nigerian. Like, that's a scamming capital of the world. I didn't know if you were in on it.
I'm sorry, what? I'm sorry, this lady is calling you as a victim to find out more about your countryman, the Dane, that the Danish man that stole and robbed out of every giving Nigerian in this woman's circle, her household and beyond, her friends, and into your pocket. You pull the scamming capital of the world bullshit. It's audacious. The worst part is she found it ironic. Onyeka, what's going on? It's a bit self-hating, no?
I'm Nigerian and I'm a proud Nigerian. I tell people it's my biggest flex. But the country's not perfect. We have our strengths, we have our weaknesses.
What is he, shocked? This is like weird, right? Like you're supposed to be good at like scamming people. What do you mean? Is this really how this clicked in your head? And rightfully, okay? Many Nigerians were upset hearing this. It's not like this man said it in any good spirit. He wasn't like, oh, we're buddies and I'm just messing with you, just saying a joke or anything. I don't know what she was trying to prove to this man on the phone, telling her he thought she was in on it because she was Nigerian, which is kind of racist, by the way. It wasn't even said in good spirit. You're not friends. I know a lot of people wouldn't even find it funny as friends, even. But he's not done. He's got another bomb to drop on her. He filed a lawsuit against him.
Wait, what? He had filed a lawsuit 3 months prior. And then I remembered a specific day where he walked to the door, received a package, and I asked him, or like an envelope, I asked him, I'm like, what is that? He said it was the incorporation documents for his LLC, which he had just formed the day before. And so I was like, damn, that was fast. He said, oh, I expedited them. No, he was just getting served.
Well, thank God. Now it makes sense. That acting up, going crazy, starting conflicts, running away, he was served a court case. He had to run away. And surely enough, just like he did with Onyeka when he was with his ex-girlfriend, he had to have secured another host.
So guys, Danish deception guy is hiding out in Tulum, where I live. And he is scamming multiple people from the Run Club. Different women. Like in the last month, it is very apparent that he has no intention of stopping this, but he's here.
Yes, he's been spotted in Tulum, conning and stealing from women there. There's the police. Why are the authorities not acting on this guy? There's an ongoing investigation, but at the very least, this shit needs to go as public as it can to ensure that this guy doesn't get away with living an ordinary life, doing this to people. But there's a lot of people that just don't like Onyeka. Is she not the perfect victim? Maybe a lot of it stems from how she told her story and her alleged mentality. Let's start with an obvious comparison. Risa Tisa sat in a bonnet, no romance, no dreamy fantasy. She dragged herself more than anyone else could drag her. I was colorblind to the red flags. I should have left. Don't be like me. She framed her story as a cautionary tale. Onyeka, on the other hand, comes off as though she is still in love with this man. She's smiling, retelling that airport kiss. She calls him
My ex.
If he texted you right now, you'd consider it. That's the vibe. She remembers how hard he breathed when he said,
You were even better than I remembered.
fall down the stairs, the seizures, the piss. Like a cinematic cute meet. Psych-wise, it's creating this instant dissonance in the viewer, you know? On paper, she is a victim of fraud, of emotional manipulation, of financial abuse. Emotionally, she's telling this story like a fairy tale gone wrong, not like a crime. And the audience doesn't want a perfect victim. They want someone who takes accountability, someone who saw the red flags and admits that they were red flags, shows distance from the abuse, and frames it in a here's how I healed and what I learned. Risa Tisa kind of did that. Onyeka didn't.
I didn't think anything of it. Didn't read anything into it. I trusted him. This is my dream come true. But I loved him.
So the viewers are stuck between the obvious truth that you are being abused and sounding like you'd go to Miami with him tomorrow if that business account hit. That frustration is getting misdirected from Martin onto her. People online are accusing her of chasing a white prince fantasy. They point out her friend circle on camera is almost entirely white, her romantic partners are white, she laughs along when this Danish man calls Nigeria the scamming capital of the world. She calls it ironic instead of racist, and to many Nigerians watching, it felt like she had a complex. It's not just that she got scammed, it's who she let scam her and how she talked about it. So instead of you're a victim and this is tragic, a huge chunk of the internet lands on, you let a man run a multi-continental scam through your Nigerian family and you still centered his feelings. Many viewers labeled that as self-hating, not naive. She wasn't naive where she didn't know or she believed him. Commenters argued that she stayed because he fit a fantasy. She allowed herself to be emotionally groomed. Because when someone fits the fantasy, you excuse things you would never excuse to a regular man. But regardless of her complexes, yeah, the man is the major culprit here. Martin Anderson. Some people go so far as to say that she's not even a victim.
And you know what else is crazy? People saying, oh, don't victim blame. She's not a victim. Guys, Somebody, a white man with blue eyes and blonde hair comes to you and says, I am a millionaire. I am royalty. Then the next thing he says is, I need $6,000. Are we victim blaming or are we common sense pointing outing?
I loved this TikTok. This girl's funny. But I must disagree with the whole her not being a victim. She didn't ask for this guy to scam her. You're saying she let him. She allowed him to scam her. But even if she had these underlying complexes that he abused to allow him to get away with scamming her, he's still the villain in this story, right? Is she an idiot? Yeah, but she thinks so too, and she is a victim. At the end of the day, the internet wasn't reacting to what happened to Onyeka. They were reacting to how she told it. Risa Tisa's story was a cautionary tale. I should have known better. Don't be like me. She strips the romance out of it, the United Nations of red flags. Onyeka retold a financial and emotional crime like it was still a love story that she can't let go of. And that emotional dissonance, that dreamy tone layered over that nightmare, made viewers feel like they were watching someone defend a man who scammed her family. And add to that the cultural layer, the white fantasy optics, the Nigerian public's distaste at how she handled that racist scamming capital of the world comment. And suddenly the conversation stops being about Martin anymore. It's about her identity, her dating patterns, her blind spots, and her self-awareness. And you can critique her decisions, her tone, her fantasy, her denial, her complexes. You can dislike her. You can like her. You can sympathize with her or not. But she is still a victim. Yes. I will say that the one thing that people just can't tolerate is the fact that she comes out and says that she's telling her story to spread awareness. They think she's just trying to get validation or fame out of this. They're questioning her intention, saying if you really wanted to out the man, why did you do your best to mask his identity? You didn't give us a name or a picture. And people are just not finding her genuine. But regardless of whether that was genuine or not, it is helping people identify him on the field. This story exploded, and people are getting conned by him in Tulum. And this one lady said,
the Danish deception guy, yeah, I've met him.
And this story is stopping what could have been another Onyeka. You don't have to like Onyeka, but you do have to acknowledge what was done to her, and you absolutely need to keep your eyes peeled because Martin is still out there and he's not done. Share your thoughts down in the comments below. And of course, don't forget to have some fun, make time playful, download Merge Cooking using the link in my description box below, guys, and well, you have fun for free. Excited to hear what you think. Excited to hear, oh, what's that? Is that your phone ringing? Pick up. It's Martin. He has some news.